You are now listening to the new Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time at BringDownTheBand.com, and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl, and Sun King Brewery. Support the new Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Maja 7. This is episode 179. We are in the Bunker series. Everybody is locked and loaded from their locations. I'm going to go around the room as always, masked up. I hope I said that right. My man Lonegevity, how are you, sir?
I'm great, man. I just want you to know that America has had its chance, and it's coming for this.
So that's what you on?
Yeah, apparently.
All right, so I'm playing the squares. Bottom left square, fresh to death as always, with a visitor this time. My man DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations.
What's happening, man?
What's going on, man? I got my baby with me right now.
I see you out here being a father to your child, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's a must. It's a must.
Yeah. All right, that's what's up. It's good to have her here for a little bit. All right, middle square, back from, I don't know where he's been. He's in exile. Has he been in captivity? I'm not sure. My man DJ Spoolz, the incomparable. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
Man, it's good to see you, bro.
Likewise. It's good to be back. It's good to jump on in the Zoom fashion. So yeah.
Yep. Zoom.
Yes, sir.
Shouts to Ace One.
Zoom.
Shout out to the homie Ace One. In the top corner, who I like to call Kansas City Mac, and he keeps the freshest jerseys. Voice of Indianapolis, former radio personality, my man Jay Moore. What's happening, man?
Not too much, just here in the bunker, if you will. Getting ready to celebrate 14 years of Take That Tuesday in the only way that we can right now, but still happy to celebrate nonetheless.
It's lit.
Yep.
It is definitely going to be lit.
It's lit.
I will be checking in online as well, so it is definitely going to be lit. So before we get started, is everyone okay? How's everyone's, mental health, man? Have you been watching the news? Have you been staying away from the news? How's everybody since the last time we met?
Well, you got to get a healthy balance, because if you watch the news too much, it's kind of depressing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention your best friend, number 45. He don't know how to act right. He takes these press conferences like it's sweep. You know what I'm saying? Talking about ratings or whatnot. We're supposed to be watching your dumb ass. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I thought.
But, I don't know. I would rather stick to the Netflix and catch little blips here and there. But for the most part, I don't really want to watch a whole bunch of the news just because, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
But you are staying out the way, though, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm not conspiring on Facebook or anything like that.
Good. Stay away from that, man, because, it gets worse by the day, the conspiracy theories out there. A lot of experts on my timeline that don't have a clue as to what the hell they're talking about. So I try to avoid them as much as possible. So appreciate you staying away from them, brother. Spoolz, talk to me, man. How you been?
I've been good, man. I just want to say a quick shout to all the medical workers out there. My wife happens to be a nurse.
Yeah, shout out to Sarah, man.
Yeah, man. And all the medical, the people who are helping people, but not just, the people who work at grocery stores that are working, you know what I mean, to make sure people are fed and things like that. There's a lot of people, to thank right now, I guess, So that's it, man. I check out the news every day just to kind of get a high level. I don't read a lot of articles in depth about this, once I've learned about it, but yeah, I don't know. It's good to stay up, just to know what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you, bro. See you still rocking the Cubs garb as always.
Oh yeah, of course, man. Oh, I need a haircut really bad, so I'm hiding that right now. So.
I think a lot of us do, Spoolz.
Yep, I can dig it.
Spoolz, do you need a ball fade? Do you need a taper? What are you gonna get?
I go with a fade, usually like a 3,
Okay.
So definitely not a ball fade, but
Are you gonna get a part?
Right now, man. So, what's that?
Are you gonna get a part?
A part?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Chili ball, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna let my hair grow and get a bowl on the top and just part it down the middle.
I'm with it.
I feel that.
I can't front. I had a bowl for a while. So
I did too when I was younger.
Chili ball.
There was a bowl era, huh, Spoolz?
I'm sorry?
There was a bowl era, you said?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
That could be accomplished. Sarah's been saying, I'll cut your hair, and no, thank you. I'm kind of just self-conscious in general about my hair. So, because I don't know, I'm just losing it slowly. So I'm I want to hang on to what I got.
Yeah, ask Mike about his haircuts.
Man, my haircuts is trash right now. I came home, all I got to do is shave mine, so I don't need a barber. You know what I mean? We go straight to the razor. You know what I'm talking about? Since Jay Diff got jokes today, we go straight to the razor. Nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, you a hater, man. It's cool, though.
You got a bunker up there.
Knock it off, man. Jay Moore, talk to me, man. How you been since last week?
I've been good, man. It's just the whole thing of getting used to this being the newer normal, because it looks like it's going to be like this for a while now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm really, a lot of people who are in the service industry, which is a lot of people I know, this is a rough time for them. I mean, it's a rough time for people outside of the service industry. There are people who thought they had a nice, secure situation, and they're not as secure as they thought, unfortunately. And it's just been kind of rough on everybody all around. I had a friend of mine, she was going to get married, around this time. But unfortunately, she was still able to get married. She just went down to the courthouse. They handed her papers through the glass window, and her and her husband were able to make it a special day regardless. But, it's a thing where, life has to go on. We have to figure out how to do this the best way we know how. But, when I saw that they canceled, or not canceled, but rescheduled the Indianapolis 500, I was like, okay, this has gotten very real.
Right.
And we just need to hunker down. At this point, I'm one of those people that does get upset when I see people still out just hanging out, in the streets and having barbecues. And look, if Crime Stoppers would hook me up with $1,000 to tell on people, I'd be out there getting my $1,000. You believe that?
All you gotta do is come to my neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
Hanging out over there.
Yeah, neighbors. It's go inside.
Like normal.
I can't lie. I'll go out and take a walk, but mind you, I'm by myself.
No, you're not. There's a million people out walking right now.
Well, where I am, nobody was out walking. So
I drove to Academics yesterday and came back, and on my way back, there were more pedestrians than I've ever seen.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
the staying in the house thing is a good idea, folks.
Yeah.
It's not the disease is, the virus rather, it's real, and it's a good idea to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to 3 hours. The aerosols are up to 3 hours. So, don't get me wrong. Most people are kind of walking by themselves and stuff like that. So I get it. But they said that the aerosols, it stays in the air for 3 hours. So, area. So that's why masks are kind of important.
Yeah.
Remember when they were trying to say that we didn't need any masks and gloves early? Remember that?
Yeah.
Ain't that weird?
There's been so many lies, bro. I've lost count. I did a track the other day trying to figure out what was going on about a month ago, and so much stuff has changed. I couldn't tell you, brother. I couldn't tell you. But to your point, I definitely believe that was said. We didn't need those. We don't need them. And then it went to now we need them, and now it's to it was going to be Easter and the churches were going to be full, and now it's April 30th, and now it's this, and now it's that.
I mean,
It's at least Memorial Day.
You'd have been a damn fool to go to church on Easter just because Trump told you to.
A damn fool, 100%.
When was Easter?
I mean,
It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, I mean, you saw they arrested a pastor who had a church full of people last Sunday. It's like, look, man.
Arrested?
There's mega churches still holding services.
Like 2,000 and 3,000 people, just hanging out, knowing that, there's somebody in there if one person is in there with the sniffles, there's a chance that like you're giving it to everybody in that congregation. I mean, I understand that you think all things can be done if you trust in him. And I understand that, but God sent us scientists and doctors and they told us to stay home, so like, don't, I mean, this is not the time for you to be testing your faith and God's will. Just stay at home.
I mean, it's just some of this stuff to me is just, it's just common sense. Like it's just straight. You strip it all the way down to common sense. Like there are people that are infected that don't know it. They say stay away from people for that reason. There's no reason to go out jogging amongst hundreds of people. There's no reason to have barbecues for that reason. There's a reason behind all this. I don't understand.
I see kids. I passed a whole bunch of kids playing basketball.
I did see that.
Yeah, a couple kids play basketball in my neighborhood. You see in Chicago though, they went ahead and locked down the parks and
they closed the beach
right there at the waterfront.
They were congregating.
They closed, I think Yosemite or Yellowstone National Park, and they closed the Grand Tetons. Maybe a couple of others since then as well. So it's not a bad idea. People aren't gonna fucking, just stay in the house. You know what I mean? Like I guess it's what you have to do. So.
I get it. I get it, man.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Lon.
I was just gonna say I get it. I mean, it's tough, for a lot of people right now to, that aren't introverts.
I mean, every trip that I've taken to go anywhere is literally to a dollar store or something like that to get more hand soap, to see if I can find hand sanitizer, rubbing alcohol, things of that nature. If there's any food that I need to get. Other than that, there is nothing else. It's right back to the crib. Like there is no stopping anywhere.
John made
right back to the crib.
Made a good point though about it. Like if you're not an introverted person, that it is probably really tough right now. We were talking about this before the show. Like Sean, similarly to we're both kind of introverted. So this isn't that rough from that perspective.
Right.
People who do love to, get out and need to get out and like those connections and stuff like that they're not having. Like, yeah, I'm sure that is very rough for them. And that sucks. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, I'm losing my mind. Like, you guys know, like, I know part of this is a job for me, but part of it is like I get a certain level of energy from being around people, and to not get that energy is rough, man. Like, I mean, it's partially because, hey, this is also how I make money, but being out and about, but the whole not being able to even like shake somebody's hand or give them a hug, man, this ain't it. So, I mean, people will say
in the face.
You'll get used to it. I don't see myself getting used to this. Like, there's only, I can only sit and play video games and watch TV shows for so long. Like, I'm getting stir crazy. There's sometimes like I'll just get in the car and drive to the store to get like a rotisserie chicken just so I'm not in the house. Whatever it is I got to do, I got to do that at least once a day. Go walking. But the crazy thing is you're not supposed. But the crazy thing is like, because one of the homies got hemmed up. Like he was on his bike after 8:00, and like he got a citation. And I'm like, a lot of times I go walking at night, so I just because it's sometimes weather's still not crazy hot, so it doesn't really matter about like it being cool outside. But now I'm thinking like if I get a little stir crazy at night, I can't even just kind of take a walk around the block, because I don't need any more problems right now.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Keep your ass in the house, man. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just the thing. You know, I know it's going to be at least until May at this point, which is gonna suck for a lot of reasons. But you know, I mean, I have no choice. We all have no choice. So I just anybody who's listening, stay in the house. You know, there's nobody you need to see that badly. You know, some friends of mine, we got together on Zoom. We all had Zoom. We were like, well, let's just get together on Saturday night and just kind of, we'll all have a drink and we'll all get on Zoom and it'll be like we're in the same room together. This is the way we're going to make it through.
I got a chance to reach out to a couple of my homies as well to do that, and surprisingly, it was really good to be able to just see faces and laugh and clown around for a little bit. It was actually
what was that app
cleansing.
that we talked on? What was that app that we talked on?
We talked on Marco Polo, I believe.
Yeah.
So
I was talking
Marco Polo.
Yeah, shouts to 𝗡𝗲𝗱. I was talking to him all day on Sunday, so that was cool.
Yeah, it's just good. Like I'm kind of like Jay Moore in that regard, so it's good to just get the interaction. But at some point, man, you gotta, just gotta follow the protocol, man, and stay out the way. That's all I tell people. They ask me what I'm doing. Hey, I'm trying to stay out the way. Literally, I'm trying to stay out the way.
I'm gonna start streaming all these video games, man.
I seen you last night. I clicked on it.
Did you
see what it was? I was like, he's streaming some shit I don't know how to play.
He was playing 𝗡𝗲𝗱, I think.
Apex Legends, and I figured out how to hook my controller up to my laptop so I can actually play like NES emulator using my PlayStation controller. So
that's love.
So that'd be kind of dope too. I wonder if like you could do like, I'm pretty sure I could bring on. It's just like Jay Moore said, like the live streaming stuff with multiple people. Like I think it would be great to be able to, like I want to be able to bring other people on with me when I go live and do stuff. You know what I mean? And like chat with people, just like making beats together and stuff like that too. Like that'd be, it's been kind of fun to interact with people that way. But
my computer wouldn't fry. We definitely could do that and share it on the Sex Leaders page. Make sure y'all follow the Sex Leaders as well.
Your mic is muted.
Your mic is weird.
Is it weird? I haven't touched anything. Did it go out?
I can hear you, but you sound like kind of goofy.
You sound like you're on an old timey phone.
Yeah.
I got Sprint, so y'all gotta excuse me. Sprint is trash.
Sprint ain't that bad.
Yeah, I have Sprint too.
You've been blaming Sprint all life.
I have been blaming Sprint. I gotta stop doing that because I blame them for everything. So I agree.
Can you pick up, if you pick the phone up, move it towards you, does it change?
We can try that. I might have to hold it. Is that better?
Nah.
No.
You got anything plugged into it?
Nah. I just had it tilted up against my laptop screen, so I don't know.
What's that on your head?
Headphones.
I can hear better without them, like Jay Moore said. So that's weird. I don't know what happened. I got everything turned off.
You kind of sound like a robot. Hey, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, you can jump off and jump back on if you want, but maybe that would fix it.
I can try it.
Oh, there you go.
There it goes.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah, much better.
All right. Cool.
Yeah,
so
technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's all good. Maybe I have to they know we in the bunker series, so it's all good.
Bunker.
Let me ask you guys a question. Did you guys see Pharrell get dragged on Twitter? He posted a link. He posted a link for, donations for the virus or whatever. Donations. He posted for donations, and their comments dragging him about you worth $150 million, fam. Like, why are you asking for donations? Like, why are you not giving up bread? And then
I saw that.
He commented later on and said, "Of course I donated," but he got dragged. Like, what do you guys think about that in terms of just the concept of people, asking celebrities that we know to have, huge amounts of money? Are they, I don't want to say responsible, but should they be held accountable to make donations to help for this? Because a lot of people put him on blast as if he had to do that. The key word here is had to do it.
Now, so this is where the disconnect is. I think this is where the disconnect is with celebrities. Because he's the one that actually put it out there to donate to this cause.
Okay.
And that's when people kind of research whatever he was worth. I guess they're trying to raise like $10 million. So I don't know, something like that.
I think the number was 10 mil.
All right, so you're in a whole nother tax bracket, a whole nother ball game, and you're asking people that may have been furloughed from work, laid off, unemployed, whatever, to donate to this cause, where you could stand to not work for a year, 2, 3, maybe the rest of your life at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Easily.
And you're asking people to donate to this cause. And I seen something that made great sense. It was like, why don't celebrities, whenever they come up with these ideas, just have their own social media where they ask each other to donate money? Because
Seriously.
that makes sense. I mean, you're asking people that don't have it like you to donate to this cause, and the cause is worthy, but at the same time, it's not very cool to do that.
Well, just to kind of as a counter argument, I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I see where some of the people online were coming from, but also there's a lot of people who don't have anything to do right now who are just chiming in. You know, if this was another era, like and it was, you know, when they did We Are the World and USA to Africa or Live Aid or something, like people be like, Michael Jackson got enough bread to give them Africans. Like, why is he bothering me? Like, there are a lot of people in this country who are well off, who are not celebrities, who, you know, when he makes out a call like that, because he is a celebrity, they'll be willing to come off the money just because, you know, because there are a lot of people who are hurting right now in this country. He's not talking to you. He's trying to raise money to help people who are in that situation.
He's talking to everybody, just like Dr. Umar. He don't care.
Yeah, you know, and so I just think that's where sometimes there's the disconnect, because everyone has a voice on social media, and, you know, unfortunately, like, there's sometimes people hear all the negative or all the people who have something smart to say, and when I say smart, something stupid to say, and Pharrell he's making I felt like he was making an appeal to, there are a lot of people who are doing just fine. If you work in a toilet paper factory, or you making hand sanitizer or cereal or whatever it is, you're doing all right. There's still some people in this country who can afford to kick a little something in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? So I understood what he was saying and where he was coming from. I understand where some people didn't get it, but, you know, like I said, just because he's got enough money to fund this thing himself doesn't mean he should be obligated to do that when there are other people who understand what the needs of their fellow Americans are, whoever is in a dire situation. You know, because whenever you have something that's headed by a celebrity, if it really came down to it, they could write a check, and, you know, if it's a telethon or whatever, you know, they'd be like, Jerry Lewis, you could have helped them crippled kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have kicked that check in. And why you asking me for money? But that's not the point. Like, it's about him using his platform and his voice as a celebrity to say, hey, let's do something to help, you know, these people who are hungry, these kids who need our help, these people who are laid off of work and they might need a little help with their rent or their mortgage or getting some food. Like, I don't see what he did.
Everybody got time. Everybody got time right now.
Yeah.
To do whatever or say whatever to anybody they want to. A lot of people are laid off and shit. But now I understand what you're saying. I wouldn't expect him to put up 10 mil, but at the same time, you gotta. It's delivery and how you tread with your fans and whatnot, I guess.
Spoolz, what do you think in terms of you know, obligation, or however you want to word it, in terms of the celebs and the standpoint of them, you know, having to donate, or should they donate?
I don't know, man. I guess it's ultimately someone's choice, whatever they want to do with their money, really, at the end of the day. I think it's interesting that for certain professions, we know how much money, like, you can look up and see how much any athlete right now makes, or any actor or actress, or how much they're worth. Like, that's real weird. That's real strange, I think. Like, I don't know. I would say he has an obligation, like, as someone who, you know, I guess, you know, definitely has a lot of money. Like, if he's going to ask other people to donate, I would have expected him to donate, which he said he did. So
he did.
You know what I mean? So, like, no, I don't really have a problem with him asking other people to donate as well. So $10 million is a lot of money, just because, I don't know. So let's say he's worth whatever they said he was worth, 150. Like, $10 million is a dent. Like, and when people say someone's worth 150 million, it doesn't mean they have 150 million dollars sitting in the bank. Like
Bingo.
there's a lot that goes into that. You know what I mean? And like the thing is, like I try not to even like care about other people's money or tell people what they should do. I think that's up to the individual. Now, like I personally don't make a lot of money, but I still feel like some obligation to like give back or help because I still see. I think like the same can be said for everybody here, and a lot. You know what I mean? We're still very, very fortunate and are in a position where we can give something back. You know what I mean? So, but I don't expect that necessarily of others. Like, but I really like it when people do that. You know what I mean? And tend to like the people themselves who do that. It's just a generous, not even necessarily a generous. I feel it is more of an obligation in a way. Like if you feel blessed in that way, or if you are, so, and not even in a religious way, like just in a humankind way. You know what I mean? So.
I'm not mad at that. I can dig it. Lone, can you finish this one off? Do you even care? I see. What do you think, man? You could just be quick, be brief, brother.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the only thing that I think I could add to that is if he's going to advocate for something, being in the position that he's in, it probably makes sense for him to contribute to it. That's all I would think. All I would say. Have you guys seen the? Have you seen the? I've seen a couple memes go around of how there should be no billionaires, and that after you reach like $999 million, that it should be capped off and everything should go to social causes and stuff like that.
No, that's stupid.
No, I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that.
I mean,
I actually like the idea.
I would just like for the billionaires to pay their taxes. I mean, like, if billionaires pay taxes, that would, if Jeff Bezos, like I saw Jeff Bezos, he pledged like something like 25 million or 50 million to some environmental cause. I'm like, fam, pay your taxes. Like, I'm glad he did it, but pay your taxes. That's really what we want from billionaires.
It was also like the equivalent of I saw that too. It was like equivalent of if somebody made $50,000 a year if he donated $35 or something.
Right.
Jay Diff, you sounded like you.
I don't know if we realize how much money $1 billion is.
A lot.
At what point does it become? At what point does it become unethical?
What I would
when
say,
you don't pay your taxes. On that $1 billion, that's when it becomes unethical.
What were you gonna say, Jay Diff?
Where I'm at with that is if I'm still working, and I believe it to a certain extent because I wouldn't want to give it to whatever cause or something that somebody tell me I have to give my money to that I'm working for.
For sure.
I could understand if okay, I have to open up a different business to pretty much employ more people. I can see that being an option, but for you to mandate where I have to send my money, I'm not really feeling that.
No, I can dig that too.
I can dig that.
I do think there is some sort of merit to it. I don't know if we ever need I don't know what I feel about hoarding wealth, but essentially that's what it is what Jay Moore's saying. It's just not paying your taxes. Like, why won't y'all pay your taxes? Just tell me that. Tell me why you need a tax loophole.
Well, and this is the thing.
They can't answer. They won't answer. They can't answer.
And I mean, once you get to that type of money, I mean, you're dabbling in greed anyway. So you're trying to figure out any kind of way to not give up anything. How to Scrooge McDuck this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, good call.
That's pretty much where that's coming from.
Generational wealth, essentially.
Yeah, I don't understand why they think that they should get more breaks than people that make far less than them. That doesn't
never understood that concept. I never understood that concept. I agree with you 100%.
Well, it's even with the stimulus packages and everything that's coming out now. Like they were talking, the Republicans wanted to give poor people less money than people that made like $75,000.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
well, this is the crazy thing because when people are like, how did they arrive at, that what $1,200 is because the federal minimum wage $7.25 based on 40 hours a week.
Yep.
And based on a month, That's how they determine to give. And so when people say, "Oh, we don't need to increase the minimum wage," and you realize you're basically getting a minimum wage check from the government, and you realize it's not going to help you that much. Now you understand. And even when people say, "Well, no, mad," there are people who get mad when they talk about. And I know this is mad political, but it is what it is. Sometimes you got to give people the numbers. Is if somebody makes $15 an hour. And like $15 an hour is still only about $28,000 a year, and that's before benefits and taxes. So people think that, oh, these people are just greedy. They just want $15. There's nothing greedy about $28,000 a year. Trust me, I've been there. And if you want to put it into perspective, like if a dollar is a second, think about it like this: a million seconds is equal to 11 and a half days. All right. A billion seconds is equal to 31, almost 32 years. So that's the difference between just $1 million and $1 billion. And you got people out here with $100 billion. Like, if those people, like I said, just pay your taxes, man. Like, these people are these are the most pro-military people, but they wouldn't pay an extra dollar in taxes to help out somebody at the VA hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where the conflict comes in. Like, people who seem to love our military and always want to say, oh, respect the military. They don't want to pay any taxes if they can. How do you think our military is funded? And they have no problem with that conflict. But hey, what do I know? I'm just on a podcast.
Hey, we can go. we can go ahead and end that there. I appreciate the Foxy Brown numbers breakdown right there. I see you out here on the farm.
Look, that breakdown wasn't even as crazy as that. And as somebody who had never gotten to the drug game, I was like, all right, I'll take your word for it. I'm trying to break down those numbers.
Let's shout out some of our partners real quick before we continue. Shout out to Printfinity. Jay Diff is actually rocking one of the Printfinity shirts right now. He is the C-level person in that company. That means he owns it. So shout out to the homie. He's doing some great things with that. Indie CD and Vinyl as well. We appreciate them. They're located in Broad Ripple. They're the ones that provide us with all of the wax that we use for our raffles. We really appreciate their partnership. Coleman Dental, 317-255-8546. Make sure you get your teeth right. Dr. Coleman is in Broad Ripple as well. No Bad Ideas, long-time partner. They've been with us since day one. I got a No Bad Ideas hat on now, so we really appreciate them. Sun King Brewery, they are the newest partner. They keep us, laced with products around the set. I see you, Jay Moore, repping the product. We appreciate you there. Shout out to Lone. He has a Sun King shirt on as well, so we appreciate him repping. And
need to figure out how to get some new product with all this going on. Have them ship it to us.
It's crazy right now. And as always, Bringing Down the Band is the hub for everything old heads. Make sure you guys find bringingdowntheband.com and also go to YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications. Subscribe to the page. Music, episodes, everything. That's where you'll be able to be plugged in with us through notifications. So make sure you guys check that out. All right. So let's see. Man, this is crazy to even talk about this because I remember we mentioned this when it actually happened on the show. It shows you how long, we still been rocking. But coming up on a year anniversary of Nipsey's passing. And I've been seeing a lot of things on Instagram where people are, doing certain hashtags. I've seen a lot of his music being played. And I do not know where they are in terms of the putting the guy on trial. I'm not sure where that is. I don't know where that stands. I heard Choke No Joke talking about something about that was coming up. I'm not sure, but it's crazy that that's been a year ago and it still feels kind of like it just kind of happened. And I'm just speaking from my personal opinion. Like it still feels kind of fresh because, we didn't expect that. Nip was just, he was ascending. Like he was going towards so many great things in the community, et cetera. So you guys can just jump in where you can. I guess I can go with Jay Diff. Just talk about how surreal that is. It's been a year, man, and Nip's been gone. I don't know if you feel the way I feel, but to me, it's still kind of fresh. It just feels odd.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even seem like it's been a year. You know what I'm saying? I still remember exactly where I was at when that happened and how in disbelief I was of the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? And it's I don't know, it's just It's crazy. It seemed like since that time up till now, it's just been endless things that have gone on and that just makes life different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kobe died this year. We're going through this coronavirus lockdown. It's just, I don't know, man. But Nip, he definitely left his mark, and it grew since he's been gone. Definitely grew since he's been gone. He put a lot of people on game, or a lot of people got hip to him after the fact. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. It's just good that he's still out here. You know what I'm saying?
I would agree.
Definitely. It was, like it's one of those crazy things where, I remember where I was when I found out Pac was killed, where I was when Big was killed. I remember exactly where I was and what I was doing that Sunday night when I found out Nipsey was killed. And it's kind of like, just alluding to what Jay Diff said, this has been the longest to me, this has been the longest 365 days I can remember, just because of, things and people I've lost in my personal life. And it just seems like if it's not one thing, it's another. I'm just glad that still to this day, like, people are acknowledging him, not just for his work artistically, but what he did in the community. It just, for a little while, it just put a different vibe in the air as far as like appreciating the people that you have around you. And that we don't really have a day to be like, okay, well, I'll talk to him tomorrow, or I'll get to that. We're all guilty of it because, life can get us all caught up, but, tomorrow is definitely not promised. He was just living his life, going out and doing what he wanted to do, trying to help somebody. And, there was somebody who was just jealous of what he had. And we see it way too often. It doesn't have, and like I said on the show a year ago when we talked about this, it doesn't have to be some crazy conspiracy for.
Oh yeah, it does, man. Every time something happens, it has to be because of a conspiracy.
Yeah, it has to be Dr. Sebi or something like. But it's like, dude, in South Central Los Angeles, it does not have to be a conspiracy for a young black man to lose his life to the hands of another black man, and that's very unfortunate. But I'm just glad that people are acknowledging him, and they're acknowledging the work and not just the art. That's I think what's very important, and I think that's something we need to just continue to continue to elevate, and not just say, oh, this is the day he died, and oh, shout out to Victory Lap. Like, he was doing things that would have maintained his legacy even after we stopped being into the music.
Agreed. Spoolz, you got any thoughts?
No, man, I think Jay Moore and Jay Diff summed it up pretty well. But to me, it seems like it hasn't felt like a year. It's
right.
Like, it was like a week or two ago for some reason. When somebody said it was been a year, I was kind of shocked, to be honest. I was like, wow. But no, man, nothing to add. Just, rest in peace to him. And yeah, man, that's it. So,
I can dig it. Long, you got anything else, or pretty much the same
Nah,
on the same sentiments?
The same, man. There's been so much that's gone on. When somebody mentioned it, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess it has been a year. There's just so much filling the plate mentally of stuff to keep up with, especially right now. I'm just kind of, in general, it's just trying to keep track of where I am right now. But yeah, it's shouts to Nip. I don't know what else to really say about it. It's definitely continued. His people still are supporting and definitely you saw all the memes today. The marathon continues and all that stuff, and it was like late March, wasn't it? It was like the 30th or 31st when he got
31st. Yep.
Yeah, it was today. So
yeah,
okay.
It's been exactly a year.
That's why I thought it was like 31st. So yeah,
April Fool's Day was canceled last year. I think April Fool's Day should be canceled. Period. At this point, that's where we are right now. Because like this shit is not a game. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I'm with everyone on that one. Like we've talked about it. We talked about when it happened. We talked about Nip prior to that. So this is a legendary figure, man. Hopefully, he just continues to inspire people based off what he did and the foundation that he laid down. And then, hopefully somebody else will just pick it up and take it from there. That's all we can hope for, because he definitely laid a good foundation. So to Jay Moore's point, it's good to see that his presence is still alive out there, just in the hip hop community, period. Like, there's so many people that still speak so highly of him. So, hopefully people start taking this next steps and continuing the work, continuing the nonviolence out there, things of that nature. Like, hopefully they start doing that part. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to love the music, but it's a whole other thing to follow in the footsteps of what he was doing outside of the music and being involved with the community, et cetera. So hopefully they are continuing to do that. But, like y'all said, man, rest in peace in Nip, man. That definitely, the words of Doughboy, man, they punched the wrong clock on that one, man. They punched the wrong clock on that one. So that's pretty much it on that one. Let's talk about Conway and the Alchemist, man, Lulu. I got a chance to listen to it. I think it's 7 tracks with 1 intro. Am I correct, Lone? Correct me if I'm wrong.
There's only 1 intro. Yeah, you're correct.
Just the intro, and I see what you did there. You know what I mean, man. 7 joints. They got a good chemistry, man. Jay Diff laughing. Make sure you get finished with his laugh.
Yeah,
all right.
Only one intro, right? Yeah.
What's your favorite track from the project?
Track 7. Number 2, man. Track number 2 is my favorite.
14 KIs.
Yeah, that's my joint right there. That's good old fashioned sample chopping right to the point. Give you a little old school RZA-ish type vibe. Got me right where I need to be. As soon as it came on, I said, okay, I'm in for this EP. So there's always room for that. You know what I'm saying? So they got a good chemistry, man. Like, everything when they get together, for the most part, for me, I pretty much know what to expect. Like, they have a very good chemistry, Griselda and Alchemist. Shout out to Derringer as well, because he laid some also. But nah, man, I like it, man. Good bars, good production, even some good song structure from what I heard. Again, I got to go back and listen to it, but I'm with it, man. I'm Team Griselda, so I'm with it. What was your favorite joint, Lone, that you heard? I know you said yours is later now.
Yeah, Gold BBS to me was the standout. That one was, to me, by far the best song on there. And the single with Schoolboy Q was dope too. But those are, I think it was solid, but those are probably the only 2 that would get replay value for me. So
not mad at that. Jay,
yeah, the sample Gold BBS's the sample cut chop on Gold BBS's and the way he did it's my shit. So
I feel like I know you, so I feel like I missed something on it. I'm gonna have to go back. I feel like I missed a jewel because maybe I skimmed it or something. I got to go back because
I thought about you when I heard it, just because of the vocal sample.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it, man. I'll check back in with you. Jay Diff, what you think? Did you run it?
Man, you know what? I'm sleep on it, man. I haven't listened to any new project this past weekend, man. It was for me. I had a lot going on work wise, and I'd even lost my power at the crib for about 4-5 hours. So yeah, I didn't really peep any new music.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Grown folks' business. I ain't mad at that. I think Spoolz said he didn't get a chance to get to it yet either. But Jay Moore, you ran it, right?
Yes, I did. No, I mean, like that's been my thing. You know,
I did.
I've tried to listen to.
Yes, I did.
And listen to people's podcasts that I've been sleeping on. I like the record.
You stepping outside the family. I feel you.
You know, I mean, I can't just
Gots
listen to
to.
us. I already know what we gonna say. No, but like if you like Griselda, you like Conway, you're gonna like this record. I mean, and the Alchemist, I mean, like he's in his bag right now. I mean, it's just great to hear people that you have, for lack of a better term, grown up listening to when you really were into hip hop, still making records that you can dig into. I think I agree with Lone. I probably have to say the Gold BBS that's the one I've played more than once.
Man, I gotta go back.
You know, even though the project is brand new.
I can tell you, Soft Mike, you never been to jail.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead,
Yeah,
man.
so
Stay out my business, man. Stay out my business, man. Go ahead.
but yeah, I mean, like this is the time, man. Like the thing is, a lot of these artists, like, you know, despite all this, at one point, if this coronavirus had hit in the 90s, like the whole music industry would have been shut down, you know, because you can't go out and film videos, you can't do proper promotion, you can't go visit radio stations to set and third. But now in this era, you could record an album this week with somebody remotely, send the beats back and forth, the verses, track it out, and get it out to the world. And, you know, that art is still, you know, coronavirus can't stop this art. So
At all.
I mean, that's why, in a strange way, I think we're gonna come out of this in a good place as far as like if you love hip hop, because a lot of people have no choice but to dig into their own creativity, write some good rhymes, and come up with some beats. Because honestly, that you can't go outside, you're not distracted by going to the club or having to run up to the record company and ask them questions. You might as well just get it done.
Yeah. Well, to play devil's advocate on that, I would say back then, though, we gave albums a little more time to breathe. So honestly, it probably wouldn't have affected it that much. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I mean, even think of the years where there may have been 20 releases that you really mess with. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you get 20 releases within the first, 1 month, 2 months of the year. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean,
the
the only thing I would think would be from like accessibility wise, obviously you have way more access now to music than we did back then. But also the newspapers, well, not newspapers, but the magazines and stuff like that. I depended on them for, you know, the early reviews and stuff like that. Who's to say those places wouldn't have been shut down? Like that might change the game a little bit too, because we used to go check for mics and that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Before we could go watch a whole bunch of freestyles or whatever. So that might have played a little bit into it as well. You know, I'm just thinking, trying to go back then. Shit, that's been so long ago. But you know, there would have been no magazine that we could open and look and check for reviews and, you know, previews and see what's coming next. So that might have changed a little something too.
TRL.
Spoolz, what you think? Don't do that. Spoolz, you got anything to add to that in terms of just that, what we're talking about, the old days versus now?
Oh, I think, and I know we've talked about this in the past, but just what Terry was saying about the consumption of music and just like how it's put out now and the accessibility, that definitely are huge factors, I think. So.
You know what? This is crazy that I had this conversation. I know we still pretty good on time. We're getting close, but I had a conversation. I was in a chat group, it was a hip hop group. I mean, a hip hop group on Facebook, and somebody told me that the
you
rise
venturing off?
of
You ventured
Griselda.
off, huh?
Yeah. What are you doing?
No, I wasn't eating outside the family though. You know what I'm saying? That's different. Jay Moore was eating outside the family. That's different. But I had somebody that actually told me that the rise of Griselda is going to be a bad thing for hip hop, and I'm like, all right, why is the rise of Griselda going to be a bad thing for hip hop? And he tried to tell me, man, it's going to stunt the growth of music because it's going back to an older style. And it's gonna affect a lot of these people that are coming up after them. Nobody wants to hear that. Blah 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 blah. Keep in mind we're the same age.
Apparently, people do.
And I'm like, fam. Thank you. Apparently, people do want to hear this because, and I'm quoting my boy Il Brown. He said that bitch was full from the bottom to the top when he was in Chicago. So I can't believe that people are actually saying that. I think that their rise is great. If anything, it restores balance and it gives you more of a balance in terms of a lot of the records, a lot of the stuff that we hear. Like, to me, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Like, can y'all believe somebody actually said that? I don't think it's bad. To me, I think it's dope. I think it helps restore balance.
There's no way that's bad. I mean, what's wrong with somebody having essentially a classic style? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not going to stunt the growth of somebody. I mean, everybody doesn't like that style, so why would everybody follow suit? You know what I'm saying? It makes absolutely no sense.
I I couldn't believe I was having this conversation in 2020, but he was dead serious.
Sounds like
Nah,
Illuminati
man,
stuff.
Yeah. Sounds
He's
like
like,
Carol
nah.
Baskins is responsible for that shit. That bitch Carol Baskins.
It could
Man,
be.
don't fucking get me started on Carol Baskins right now.
Spoolz, you said that like you got something to say, man. You know, we got to outperform, brother.
Oh man, not right
Talking
now.
about-
I don't even want to. No, I was having a good time.
I'll tell y'all a fun fact, though.
Huh?
I'll
What's
tell
that?
y'all a fun fact.
What's that?
Chris Cross's album, Totally Crossed Out, turned 28 today.
Holy cow!
Wow.
28, damn.
28 years old.
I bought the tape. I think I bought the tape for that.
I was
'Cause
not
that had-
when that came out. That's nuts, man.
That has obviously Jump. I Missed the Bus. What else was on there? I don't know, man. I used to play that tape out. I ain't gonna lie. I used to play that. JD was on it with them. I'm sorry.
Hell yeah.
JD was on it with them.
I missed the
Definitely.
bus. Oh.
There was a lot of
Another cat that you
kid
can get
beats
some
in
flowers
hip-hop at that
to
time.
is JD.
Who, Jermaine Dupri?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he definitely. Oh, he can get a whole multiple bouquets of flowers. For JD, like JD, I still think JD is. He gets his props, but I still think, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I like him, and Lone, you produce as well, so you might have a. I don't know what your knowledge is on JD, but I still think sometimes he gets slept on, man, and he has bounced around and been successful through different genres. Broke a lot of artists. Like, fam definitely deserves his flowers 100%.
Yeah, for sure. That's all I have to say about it. I'm not a huge
Y'all
JD
mess with
fan.
Chris Cross? Yeah,
I mean,
mess with Chris Cross?
I'm not a huge JD fan in general, but as far as the music goes, but I can respect, what he's done. So.
Okay. I mean, I'm not mad at that, but when you go on a list, bro, some of the artists that he wrote, and some of that groundbreaking stuff, man, he wrote and produced that entire first album. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like, like when you hear people say, yeah, I completely produced, mixed, and mastered and wrote everything on my album, but then you listen to the album and it's like, yeah, but it sucks. You know what I mean? Now I'm not saying that that's the case here, but those accolades don't really mean a lot to me unless it's like exceptional. And some of the stuff was.
I mean, I feel you on that. I'm just saying, like, when it does line up, then that's really good. That's all I'm saying. When it lines up, it's really good.
When did that lineup last for him?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You know what? Real talk though. When was the last time that you've heard JD do something? What was the last thing that he's been a part of? Is he more executive type these days, or?
I had to Google it.
A great song out right now because I know him and Usher are working on Confessions too.
Yeah.
And he's got called "Don't Waste My Time."
Okay.
With Ellie Mae is a banger, and he wrote and produced that. So
Did he do a lot with Usher on the first Confessions?
Oh, it was basically like he was the Quincy Jones for that. So
Okay.
Like
I can dig
around
that.
the same time,
responsible for the few Mariah Carey albums that went diamond.
He got bangers with Mariah.
We Belong Together. He wrote and produced We Belong Together.
Yeah. He just makes a lot of music that I don't listen to, but I can respect what he does. You know what I mean? So, especially the Usher stuff. And I mean, like, I don't listen to Mariah Carey. Like, she's got a Christmas album.
That's one of his favorite artists, though.
Hey, Spoolz, listen. Spoolz, you appreciate Mariah Carey, correct?
Her vocals?
Every day I listen to Mariah Carey.
He's like, I celebrate her entire catalog.
Damn right, Spoolz. Damn right.
I'm familiar with Mariah Carey, but no, I don't listen to her with any regularity. But the All I Want for Christmas Is You gets definitely a lot of play around this house at Christmas time. So.
As it should, my brother. As it should. Let's see. We probably got about 5 or 6 minutes. Jay Diff last week stunned with a couple items in his room. So
I didn't bring anything.
I got something though, because
I figured you did.
Don't do that.
What you got, man?
So shout out to my homie DJ 𝗏𝗲 he laced me with this.
Is that Micah Jackie? No, that's Jackie.
This is Jackie's solo album on Wax.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Top Speed. He told me there's some heat on here. I actually listened to it. There's a couple joints. I don't want to open it because this is I don't see too many of them, but
Vintage.
I looked online and listened to a couple of the joints. He got some heat on here. Jackie has some heat on the low. This album has heat, so y'all might want to look up this Jackie Jackson album, The Dolo Boy, because there's a little there's some work on there.
I didn't even know Jackie had a solo album. To be honest,
That's what
I didn't either.
They didn't say nothing about that in the Made for TV movie.
Nah, they ain't gonna. They tried to hold Jackie down in the Jackson's American.
Is that what they
Dream
did? They
movie,
tried to hold Jackie down?
Yeah, they tried to keep it. They tried to hold him down. They tried to expedite Mike. You know what I'm saying? It really was heavy on Mike, which is right. I ain't mad at that, but they tried to play Jackie.
That's self-explanatory, man.
I feel you, but just know that Fam had an album. It got some heat on it. So,
I got something.
That's what I got. Talk to me, Lone. What you got?
This is my census card. I gotta fill this shit out by tomorrow. This is a reminder.
You gotta be done by tomorrow.
Do your damn census, man.
Yeah, gotta do it by tomorrow. That's what I'm showcasing today.
So is that Spoolz? What you got that's cool in your room right now? I know you got some sports memorabilia, something.
Here, skip over to Jay Moore or Jay Diff, and I'll grab something real quick.
All right, that'll work. I think DJ Metronome was the one being rude, talking to Jay Moore. So.
But yeah, we got things to do. You know, that wasn't rudeness.
I got something cool. I got something cool in arm's reach.
All right, let's go.
Lone has this too. I actually gifted one to Lone.
Oh, okay.
He did.
This is a signed poster by the Roots.
Well, that's tough.
It's just Questlove, and I don't know who the other person is that signed it, but it's from and then you shoot your cousin.
Oh, you stunting 2 weeks in a row, Jay Diff. That's framed, correct?
Yeah, I didn't even plan on grabbing this.
Okay. Yeah. You stunting 2 weeks in a row. I see you.
That's hanging up in our studio.
Yeah,
that is correct.
I've seen it on the show before.
Yeah.
That is correct. Spoolz, what you got in your hand, man? Talk to me before we get out of here. What's that?
So this was a gift actually from DJ Metronome. If he's still sitting there, Jay Moore. Tell him to jump over here. I can't remember.
He just made it upstairs. We're starting to broadcast now.
Okay, word.
On his Instagram. So yeah.
So,
that's a Young Lennox, ain't it?
Yes, it is. It's a print, but yes, it is. It's an Iron Man print.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
All right.
I got a Young Lennox in here.
Yeah, which album cover?
I got what is that? Low End Theory.
Nice.
Hey, Spoolz, that's tough right there, man. That's tough. I like that.
Yeah, that was a cool gift, man. So,
yeah, that's what's up right there. Sure. So Jay Moore texting and getting ready for his live session that he's about to go to. I don't think you have anything special, clearly, because
No, I didn't. I was moving around too much today. It was the first busy day I've had in like 2 weeks, so it's.
Hey, that beard is special.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm not. Even though I had to let let the George Jefferson go, I'm like, I'm just gonna see where this beard takes me. You know, we'll get it set up when the barbershop opens again.
Good call, man.
I feel you, Jay Diff. What's up, Lone?
I was gonna throw a question out there, but it sounded like you're gonna say something.
No, you got it. The floor is yours, brother.
So, if you would have to choose, if we were watching a beat battle between Madlib and Alchemist, what do you think you would hear?
Samples.
Who do you think would shine? Who do you think would shine? Do you think somebody would shine more than the other? Or would it just be straight heat rocks?
I would probably.
I've seen a lot of.
Alchemist would probably win.
I think he would win too, simply because he's more versatile.
Mm-hmm.
See, Alchemist, he's got a couple joints, man. Like, I mean, if he play like "We Gonna Make It," like songs like that, like,
yeah. His,
That's
he
tough, man.
he had a commercial era where he was actually using drums, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that era is pretty tough.
Yeah, it is.
I don't see him washing Otis though. I don't see him washing him.
No, ain't no wash going on. But
He's not. You can't wash him. But
and who knows what Madlib would bring, you know, because he's all over the place. But I was just curious. That's been floating around.
Man. I would love to listen to that for sure.
I would too. I would just.
Yeah, I hope they do a Instagram battle. I don't know if y'all caught it, but the Dream and Sean Garrett went at it on Instagram, and Neo and Jonta Austin what's his last name?
I think it's
That's
Austin.
what you were right.
Jonta Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, they went at it. Man, they when you sit and really think about it, they had hits on top of hits on top of hits. You know what I'm saying? When they was just playing, I mean, of course, it's in the pop and R&B field for the most part, but it was just cool to see them going back and forth hit for hit. That'd be cool to see some producers, like some underground hip hop or just anybody hip hop oriented period to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm cool. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Long.
I was just gonna say, like, the battle thing too with the beats is kind of interesting. Like, it's kind of weird to include hits in like a beat battle. You know, like I kind of want to hear some unreleased stuff. You know, not stuff I've already heard before. But
see, Timbaland and Swizz.
Yeah, they the ones that put it on.
There was a section of theirs that was just beats. That's why I was like, I'm online all the time. I was clowning because the Swizz Beatz made like 4 beats with the boom, tap, to tap, tap, tap. And I'm like, come on, man. But they were making joints and sharing them back and forth. I thought that was dope to Lone's point. But yeah, man, when you think about, especially the one Jay Diff was talking about, when you think about the records that those guys wrote, like when they played Mario, You Should Let Me Love You, you remember that? Like, that's a dope song. Like, and people was just pulling records out. He was just pulling records out of his pocket. So I would love to see the Alchemist. I think Alchemist declined. He said he didn't want to. I don't know.
He conceded, essentially.
He conceded. Okay.
Yeah. He said, "Look, I know I wouldn't win."
Yeah.
I think he's selling himself short. In my opinion, I think he's selling himself short. I think he'd have more smoke.
He's just paying respect to Madlib is all it is, really, which is fine.
I'm not mad at that, but I damn sure would love to see it.
Because I actually ran into Alchemist like just on the humbug at a concert. He was in the crowd. And I walked by him and he was kind of short. I'm like, man, that's Alchemist.
Yeah,
so I went and said what's up to him. And, you know, he spoke and shit. He was cordial. It was at a 50 concert down at Deer Creek or whatever they call it now.
Oh, that's random.
Mm-hmm.
At least he was cool. At least he was cool though. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. So is there anything else you guys want to throw in here before we get out of here?
No.
Man, keep your asses at home.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
It was good to see everybody. It's been a while.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Probably jump back on if we do this again next week. So.
Yeah. Live from the bunkers, week 2.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad everybody is well. Everybody continue to stay safe. Jay Moore got to get out of here. So this is going to do it for episode 179. Again, make sure as always, find Bringing Down the Band on YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications. Make sure that you subscribe so that you can stay in the loop as we continue to put out more content and try to make you guys, provide you guys with something that you can watch and enjoy. Hopefully we brought some laughs. I see you. Take that. I see you over there, Jay Diff. As always, we appreciate everyone's support. And we'll see y'all live from the bunker next week. Peace.
Peace. Indeed. Holler.